So I believe that prayer is one of the sources of peace, right? And I love what the Holy Bible says in the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 6. And it reads, "Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God." And that's the New King James Version. So today I want to talk to you about what a prayerful life will do for your peaceful life. I am Pulaa Montz, your inner voice magnified. So guys, before I continue, welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for those of you who've been with me since, the beginning, I am so grateful and I enjoy your support. And I really, guys, love what you have to say to me. Please don't forget to like the videos. When you like them, it tells me that you are engaging with me, that you like what I'm saying, or you just resonate with the things that I'm saying. And when you do resonate, please comment. Let me know whether you agree, you disagree, or you want to add on to what I'm saying, right? I would love to hear from you. So put down your comments. And 3, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And if you already have subscribed, please get your people to subscribe as well, okay? And please don't forget to click the notification bell to know every time I upload a new video so that you don't miss out. So what I'm trying to talk about today is 3 things that prayer life will give you so that you're able to enjoy peace, right? So one thing that prayer gives or demands of me is faith, right? I am unable to pray for something and not have faith that God will give it to me, right? So every time I start giving something to God, if I have a situation in my house, maybe I've been talking to my husband and I just feel like he's not hearing me. Instead of nagging, I start praying about it. The Bible says, don't be anxious for nothing. Just let your requests be made known to God, right? So when I feel like, we've been laboring a point and it seems like he's just not hearing me and I'm just not hearing his point of view, when I start praying about it, I start having faith that God will give us a solution. I start believing in the promises of God in that situation, right? I start believing that, God will give me a way to talk to him, maybe, or for him to talk to me in a way that we both will be able to hear each other and be able to resolve whatever it is that we're going through, right? So for any situation that I find myself in, sometimes we start with trying to figure it out ourselves, but I tell you, when you just go directly to God with the things that you want, you find that there is more peace in letting God in from the beginning, right? Don't wait until you're sick of it, you don't know what to do anymore, you've tried everything that you wanted to try and you failed, because that causes us not to have peace. But at the beginning of things, when we involve God by prayer, then our faith starts getting built up. Then we start believing in God and his promises, right? We start having trust that he got us, he's got our back. And that's what we need to always know as Christians, right? The second thing is that with prayer, I find that I get rested, right? I am able to rest in the Lord when I start praying. Because, for example, the example that I just gave you right now, where I'm talking to my husband and I feel like he's just not hearing me. And at that moment, I'm not thinking that I'm not hearing him. Truth be told, I'm just thinking, what, this guy is not hearing me, and because he's not hearing me, I'm going to go to God about it, right? And when I start going to God, he starts sharing with me, are you hearing him, right? I've never gone to God and complained about my husband and he agrees with me. My God is not a gossip. So he will always show me my husband's point of view, right? And when I start seeing his point of view, or when I start realizing that maybe I'm not hearing him as well, then I get rested. I start asking God for wisdom. I start asking God for guidance in this situation. And immediately when I give it to God, I start resting because I have faith that God has it covered. Either He will give me something to do in order to make sure that we resolve the issue amicably, or He will just miraculously change my perspective or change my husband's perspective. Right? Like, so I've got so much rest every time I pray about a situation, every time I pray over my goals. Sometimes we set goals at the beginning of the year. Now it's almost end of October, and you're starting to worry, oh my gosh, will I be able to finish off and complete all of these goals? But when I start being anxious and remember what Philippians 4:6 says, then I start giving it all to God. I'm like, you know what, God, we were in this together when we started these plans. So how we finish, it will be up to you, right? So it gives you so much rest when you start praying about things. And for ladies, our partners normally complain about us nagging. You don't nag anymore when you've given something to God, because you know that when the time is right, He will give you the solution that you want. And hey, a couple that doesn't have a nagging girlfriend or wife or fiance, I mean, that is an awesome relationship for any guy, I suppose, or for any girl, depending on who you like, right? When the women in relationships do not nag, then there's something beautiful about that relationship somehow, right? Guys start, I found that when I stopped nagging about some of the things that I would nag about, my husband would just do it. If I ask him to do something and I don't talk about it anymore, I trust that he's heard me, then in his own time, he just does it. And I don't sit there anxiously waiting for him to do it. I relax because I've given it to him and I trust that he's got it covered, right? So prayer just gives you that rest. You start having faith in your partner. For example, if you are that nagging girlfriend, right? You need to start praying more about your relationship. And lastly, I found that, when I pray, there's wisdom and resolution. God will always give you a solution for the issue, or will give you a way to get hold of these opportunities that you are going after, right? There's so much wisdom that you get from prayer. Firstly, like I'm saying, God will tell me if I'm wrong, or will let me know if I'm not hearing my husband, right? So He will just give me a way to deal with the issue that will make sure that actually both my husband and I really communicate and hear each other. Or sometimes I find that God uses other people. If He believes I'm in the right, He won't just say I'm in the right. He will just let me pray and pray and pray, right? But I'll hear my husband one day saying, I was talking to someone and he said this and this and that to me. And that resonated with me. And you find that that is the one thing he's talking about, something that I've always wanted him to do. And somebody out of the blue will just say that to him and he will receive it and he will start seeing my point of view, right? So there's so much wisdom in prayer, because God will just make a way, either by making me more wiser, or by making my partner more wiser, or just by resolving the situation divinely, right? So whatever it is that is in your heart that is causing you not to have peace, that is causing you to be anxious, start praying about it. So the Bible tells us, don't worry, don't be anxious every time you feel anxiety coming. So when it says don't be anxious, it doesn't mean you won't feel anxiety. But when you feel anxiety, instead of meditating on your anxiety, instead of magnifying the problem, that is the time for you to go down on your knees, or to lie on your bed, or to stand up in your kitchen, or sit in your car. No matter how you pray, it is time for you to pray when you start feeling anxious, because prayer will give you so much peace in any situation that you find yourself in. And even with opportunities that you are gunning for, prayer will give you peace while you're going for those opportunities. I am Pulaa Montz, your inner peace and purpose coach. And guys, please don't forget to subscribe, and please don't forget to leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. Bye.